Is it not working? Why is the screen solid black on YouTube? Interesting. Let me check the stream on YouTube itself. Make sure it's not solid black. Oh, okay, it's not solid black. Testing. Alright, we're working. It's just the stream page that's busted. Okay, now I can hit live on Twitch. Start. And now we should be good on either platform. I'm gonna drink some caffeine to keep myself awake because I am beat. All right, gonna chill here for a second. See if anybody shows up here in the first few minutes, and then we'll hop in and get started. But first, I need to consume some caffeine. Man. Ugh. Hey, what's up, Kenzie? How's it going? How's your week so far? Why does my webcam feels jittery to me? Is it not set to 60? Oh, it looks fine on stream, I think. Just looks jittery in OBS for some reason. No, it's definitely jittery. Oh well, that's just life, I suppose. Oh, I can always reconnect it. You've been busy making your game and music. Life's good. I turned 33 on Saturday, so it's a palindrome year, which means the same forwards and backwards. So even if I type my age backwards by accident, it'll be exactly the same, because that happens a lot. Thanks, dude. I had a pretty good birthday. It was, had some friends over, had some drinks, played some games. It was a good time. And then the next day, what's up, Shrek? You know, Benny, I actually watched Shrek 2 and Shrek 1 the past couple days. We're gonna start Shrek 3 tonight after the stream. Getting gray hairs and wrinkles. That's been happening for a while. I don't know if you can tell on my beard. I already got some like white hair growing in to my red beard. I did not just admit that to my brown beard. Oh, my camera's not having an easy time tonight. Okay, are we back to normal frame rate? Okay, tonight. No, I never admitted that. Tonight. To do. Get achievements working, get achievements tied to unlocks. That's about it. That's all I want to do tonight. And then we can start a new playthrough of Elden Ring, but I'm going to close out the stream on YouTube before I do gaming because I want the YouTube to be 100% game development content. Alright, no clips. No, no clips. Hair growing in my red beard. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's a feature on Twitch. Whatever. I didn't get the onboarding email for affiliate yet, even though I passed the requirements. Alright, get achievements where I can get achievements tied to unlocks. How are we gonna do this? So, when the game starts up, do a check. Let's just sort of mentally map this out. When the game starts up, do a check. We want to compare. If this was a Fortnite edit, you just got clipped, son. YOLO. You and Kenzie both clipped that. When the game starts up, do a check. We want to compare the locally saved value to the achievement, to the Oculus achievement value. If Oculus achievement value is greater, raise locally saved value. That way, if they uninstall the game and reinstall it and accidentally delete their save file or whatever, it'll always have the correct network value. Or if locally saved value is higher, raise the Oculus achievement progress. It's all just for cosmetics, so the achievements aren't super important. If they want to cheat on client side, more power to them. Great minds think alike. Shrek. You know, Shrek 1 and 2 are great movies. Like I said, we watched them over the past couple nights. Then, you cheated on a test once? Why are you admitting that? I'm gonna call the police. You're gonna go to jail, Benny. They're knocking on your door right now. I just called them. They waterboard you for cheating on a test. Then, I don't know why I put dashes around the then. When game is over, ideally, we want to update both local save value and Oculus achievements value. Sounds kind of interesting. Getting waterboarded? I don't think it's fun. I guess I've never been waterboarded before, so I can't confirm or deny whether it's fun. I don't even know what all's involved in that. What is waterboarding? A form of torture typically used as an interrogation technique in which a person is strapped head down on a slopping board with a mouth and nose covered while water is poured over their face, causing them to experience a sensation similar to that of drowning. Yikes. You just said you didn't think it was fun. No, I don't think it's fun. That doesn't mean I've tried it. Right? Like, I can think something's not fun without trying it. Like, I don't think, what's a good example? Damn, I can't think of anything. Nothing's coming to mind. Okay, I don't think eating chicken wire is fun. I've never done it, but I can imagine it wouldn't be fun based on it being spiky and barbed and cutting up your intestines. That was a pretty extreme example. But, like, you don't have to do something to know whether it's fun or not. Like, right? Well, that's my view at least. I don't know what emotes Shrek used because they're not showing up in the chat for me. They're just two blank squares. Okay, I guess the only way to do this is to just hop in and get to it. It's probably going to be frustrating and stressful. Just bear with me. And then I'm thinking maybe around like 9, we can turn off the YouTube stream and do some Elden Ring and try to get clips to make shorts for the other channel. You had a middle school teacher that studied torture techniques and shared them with the class. Imagine getting away with that today. Wait, did they do the torture techniques on you? that sounds illegal. Basically waterboarded your friend once he was sleeping, and to wake him up like a smart-minded individual, you poured a jug of water on his head. That's not waterboarding. That doesn't like emulate drowning. The way they cover your face and wet the cloth or whatever emulates the drowning, but keeps you alive because you can still technically breathe, I think. What was that one torture technique I heard of? I don't know if my dad told me this one or not, but there was one torture technique I heard of where they would dehydrate the prisoners. Then they would take like a long piece of cloth or cotton and they would wet the other end. And your body is smart enough to try to get to the water if it's that dehydrated. So the water would slowly ingest the long cotton rope or string all the way down into the intestines, trying to get to the water. And then they would tie the other end of the rope to a horse and just run off and rip their intestines out. How brutal is that? Okay, yeah, my dad told me that. I don't know if I should be talking about this on a live stream. I'm definitely gonna get banned. Oh, I forgot I can just like fade between stuff now easily. Just wipes to a different background. That looks pretty cool. Easiest ways to get flagged. Torture. That was courtesy of your middle school teacher? Did he demonstrate on one of you? I need a kiddie pool to sit in so Twitch doesn't ban me. I can do naked hot tub streams. Oh wait, I don't want to just give the goods away. I can wear a bikini in my hot tub streams. Later. Did I scare my dad off? You ain't buying my OnlyFans. Do it free. Oh, bye, Dad. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by and educating my viewers on torture. Reminding me of that torture technique. Okay. Why is this? Okay, it did load. I was wondering why it was solid black. I'm definitely gonna stall here. Milk and honey mixed together make you have extreme poops. They lock people in between. 2 boats on a river where rats and other animals would make their way to your boat and feed. What? You want to get used to Blender, but switching between that and Unity might confuse your small brain. You got this, Kenzie. Just gotta learn two tools, two little baby tools. It's easy. I believe in you. You made a card today in Unity. You should post it in the your art section so I can see, or just post it on the new Discord. I don't care. I want to see it. God, okay. Focus, Chris. Focus. Focus. I will focus. I will focus. I will focus. This isn't working. The problem with something like this is like, I already have some stuff in place for achievements. So working around that and figuring out where to start is the hard part, always. Okay. Let's look at our game mode. And then I guess we'll print out some strings for testing purposes. I think we only care about the death one right now. Not because I'm morbid, but because that's the one I have hooked up currently to track progress. Oh, I didn't post on Twitter. Whoops. Ever watched the movie Boys in the Boat? I have not. I bet it's about boys in a boat, though. I am psychic, so there's that. Okay, let's look at our blueprints. We want to find our game mode. Let's write a new event. It's about the first woman-only army regiment. Boys in the Boat. Woman Army Regiment. Someone did a bad job naming their movie. I hate to tell you. Set current pawn. Set current start button. You think it's a great job? Oh, you moved over to Twitch. Welcome. Yeah, I prefer people on Twitch right now because I'm trying to meet the requirements to be an affiliate, which I already met and they didn't email me. So I wonder if it's because I canceled my affiliate contract previously and I need to contact support. So I would like to be an affiliate again. It doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, it's not like a bunch of extra money. Yet. It's about the 1936 Rowing Olympics and the U.S. crew. Supper interesting. Supper is interesting. I had chicken with a sweet chili sauce and some cucumbers and shredded carrots for supper. Okay, so we have our progress local versus online. We already have this partially implemented at least. Then on failure, we can print a string that says could not load. We can say death not loaded if it fails to load the achievement. Okay, so we already got started on this. We already past Chris did a good job. You can actually watch the stream and leave the app. I do feel like I want to stream on both currently because I want to get like YouTube watch hours up to eventually get partnered there as well. The shorts are going well. They're getting a few thousand views at least for each of them. But currently, as far as from the streamer's perspective and from the viewer perspective, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it, Benny. From the viewer perspective and the streamer perspective, I feel like Twitch is a better experience, even if the company is worse. So, and then also on Twitch, it's easier for me to just like swap between categories really easily and not be penalized for it. On YouTube, I have to stick to whatever category that channel is. Like this is a game development and art YouTube channel, so I have to stick to that category. But then I can turn that stream off while I'm on Twitch and just switch over to Elden Ring on Twitch, and there's no difference. It doesn't affect my SEO, nothing like that. So I think for the live side of it, I think Twitch is a better experience. Then take the Twitch content of whatever I want to stream and upload the appropriate portions to either channel, is what I'm thinking in this exact moment. My mind seems to change quite a bit, so I don't know. I feel like Twitch is currently a better streaming experience though, and they've upgraded a lot in the past couple years on the dashboard side and stuff. Like it's way better than the last time I used it a couple years ago. Okay, so we get our achievement progress by name. Twitch is your favorite? So I honestly, I probably will continue multi-streaming for at least a little bit, but right now I'm siding more with just streaming on Twitch and uploading stuff to YouTube. You can go from watching a wholesome Pokemon stream to a hot tub stream in seconds. TikTok's going well. I posted that Blender tip, and it's been getting me a few followers. So I think if I continue to post a few high effort shorts here and there, but then a bunch of low effort Blender tip shorts, I think that's a good path to growth. Because that's given me a few subscribers on YouTube and a few followers on TikTok. You still don't know how you didn't know that? I know a lot of good workflow enhancements in Blender, and I'm gonna start sprinkling them out in YouTube shorts, while also making shorts about the progress of making this game. Literally had a job making stuff in it for a bit, and just I didn't know that one until a couple years ago, and I'd been using Blender for well over a decade. There's just like so much to Blender that there's obviously going to be a few things that you don't know. I'm still learning new stuff in Blender with the new geometry nodes features they've added. How are you? I'm great. My life is very good right now. I have an awesome girlfriend who I love very much. I have a great house in a great area. I have a job where they treat me very well. I have 4 cats that are all pretty great. So I don't really have any complaints. I would like to retire and work on personal projects full time, but doesn't seem likely. But I am working really hard on building my savings, so that's pretty cool. Life's good. I wish I had learned more about finance stuff at a younger age. Why do you keep spelling super as supper? I'm sorry, I don't mean to criticize. Or is that just like the English spelling for it? Oh, you got fat thumbs. Me too. Actually, I currently have a cut thumb because I was washing a sharp steak knife that my girlfriend's parents got me for Christmas. They got me a set of steak knives, and I was washing one of them and just like shink, just sliced my thumb, and it hurt real bad, and it's still healing. Oh yeah, both of our parents met for the first time this weekend, so that was pretty cool. They got along pretty well. And she has pretty great parents. I have pretty great parents, so I don't know why they wouldn't get along. Okay, let's go through what I wrote previously, or not really wrote, more. Well, I really thought of everything the last time I did this. Okay, so we get achievement progress by name. The achievement we're getting right now is death achievement, but we have an array set up. So then we get the achievement progress pages, and we load them into achievement progress pages get element. Then the element we get, we go to a branch. We ask, okay, this is an actual thing from the quest. We grab index 0, I guess. Oh, death progress. Okay. We can probably streamline this and make another event so we don't have to do this whole shebang over and over again. But let's just get it working, and then we can compact it. And I wish there was an easier way to test this rather than having to do it on the headset, because you cannot test achievement progress in Unreal Engine. You have to do it on the headset on your Quest account, and that's very annoying. Do I play cock? What? No? Oh, Clash of Clans. Okay, yep, my mind went somewhere else completely. No, I don't play Clash of Clans. So we ask, is the achievement at index 0, which this should be at index 0, given that this is our death achievement in the array. This is assuming that the achievements come back in the same order that we ask for them. It could be a really shitty restaurant where they don't return things in the same order, which would be unfortunate. But right now, there's only one thing in the array, and if there's only one thing in the array, then it has to be that thing at index 0. So we ask, is the value of index 0 unlocked? What did I do for my level up day? Oh, my birthday. That took me a second. I celebrated twice this weekend, once with friends, once with family. On Saturday, we had some friends over, had some drinks, played some board games. It was a good time, had some good food, good cake. My girlfriend bought me an awesome birthday cake. Let me see if I can find a picture of that from Publix, which I guess you wouldn't have Publix over there. Oh, we're pretty cute. So I can find our shared album on PC. She posted pictures of the cake. So this is the cake for turning 33. Said happy birthday, Chris. There's still 2 really big pieces of this cake left. I'm gonna have one of those pieces of cake tonight before bed. Best time to eat cake, right when your digestive system doesn't want more food in it. We had a bunch of pizza and stuff too. I didn't get a lot of pictures. I was pretty tipsy. Best time to eat cake is midnight. Fair. Valid. But yeah, birthday party was very fun. Then family came over on Sunday, and that's when our parents met for the first time. So that was pretty cool. And my parents made hot dogs and hamburgers for dinner, and my mom made this strawberry dessert. It's like a frozen whipped strawberry dessert that's really good. Don't have any pictures of that one. Get to sleep in a home smelling like cake. At midnight? Oh, if you cook it at midnight. Okay, so we ask, is this unlocked? If it is unlocked, then we set deaths to the unlock value because it's done. We don't need to track it anymore. It's done. The fist is unlocked. However, if it's false, if it's not unlocked, then we ask, is the value of the achievement greater than our locally saved deaths value? If the achievement is greater, then we set the deaths value to whatever the achievement is currently at. That's correct. And if our locally saved deaths value is greater than the achievement value, so if the achievement value is not greater than deaths, if it's false, then we add to the achievement value. And then we save game. So that should work. Our deaths in game should match the deaths of the achievement value, no matter what. Let's take a look at our developer dashboard and see what the achievement value is, so we can get to work on it. Because again, I haven't looked at this stuff in months. So I'm refreshing myself on the category and the topic, and then I'll probably stream again or work on stuff again on Saturday morning. So hopefully this won't just be a once a week thing, where I have to remind myself how it works every week. That would be rough. Meta developer portal, Meta Quest for developers. Okay, so the achievement that we're working on is Brave the Unknown. This one's archived. So we can just keep making new copies of this achievement every time we unlock it, as long as we're testing. Okay. God damn, my shoulder hurts. I've been working out every morning this year, and I still gained weight this week. It's water weight, but I still gained weight this week because of all the pizza I've eaten over the past couple days. So we ordered 6 pizzas for my birthday party. We also had other food. And we had like 3.5 pizzas left over. People didn't eat enough. They were eating the other stuff. So we've just been eating pizza for lunch this week, and my tummy is not super happy, but it's cheap. It's already paid for. You can get a Domino's pizza, large 2-topping pizza for $7 if you do carry out, which is a way better deal than pretty much anywhere. Eating out is so expensive these days. What do the different types of bombs do? I know you asked that a little while ago. I forgot to answer it. So there's the regular one. You just punch it. Then there's the one that you have to punch twice. Then there's the one that you punch it and it turns into a fake one that you don't want to punch. It turns into a red one. There's the ones that are just red that you don't punch or they blow up. There's the ones that you punch and then they split into either across, they split vertically, or they split horizontally. There's... I'm trying to think, anything else? I think that's it. Ooh, I should add triple punch bombs. That would throw people for a loop. Oh, then there's the other one that I haven't fully implemented yet, which are the magnetic ones, which when you punch them, they stick to your fist, and you have to punch them off with the other hand. So those are the current ones. I have some other ideas for varieties as well, but right now I just want to get the game launched. So get everything working, then tweak, add stuff. If people don't like the game, then I'll start another project. Or go back to just game streams. Although I think Blender tips and game development stuff that I learned, I think that makes good content for YouTube Shorts. And it's stuff that I'm interested in. That's stuff that I'm actually like making, which I think is cool. You can have a bomb you have to hit with both hands at the same time. Interesting. It's not a bad idea. I don't know how it'd signify that in the art. I don't want to have like a tutorial that explains anything. I want people to intuitively figure it out. Which currently I think all of them are pretty easy to figure out intuitively. And the first time you punch a red one, you're like, oh, don't do that again. Then the combo, I think, is something people can figure out ideally. I don't want to like hold people's hands. I want this to be like a classic hard arcade game. I do want to make like maybe a rainbow one that turns the game to bonus mode, where a whole bunch of stuff appears that doesn't penalize you if you don't hit it, but you get a whole bunch of points for hitting everything, but you only have like a couple seconds to do it. I think that would be fun. Okay, let me see what my current achievement progress is in the game. Okay, My deaths are currently at 17 and it says I'm at 68%. Let's check the math on that. It doesn't give me just a number for the achievement, which is annoying. But what did I set this to? 25. 17 over 25 is 68%. Okay, so it's currently tracking. The achievement is working. So now I need to tie it to unlocks, which means I need to implement logic on the table that checks whether something is unlocked or not before it puts it on the table. Cluster bomb would be cool if you hit it, then it shot out a few basic bombs and some red ones. Ooh, fake out cluster bombs. That's a good idea. Yeah, that's a great idea. I will write that one down. Maybe add those once. Oh, I will focus. Fake out cluster bombs. Some regular, some fake. Randomized. That's a great idea. You are so smart. Big brain. Okay, so now let me double check that we're updating the achievement when we finish the game. I go to the event graph. Game over event. This is why you're doing philosophy. You're going into philosophy? Death's game value. I don't think we're currently saving the game. Okay, I'm gonna hop into the game, die, and then see if it increments without rebooting the game. Because right now I think the only way that the achievement is going up is when I start the game and the save value is different. I don't think we're even saving the game. You must go. I hope you have a good night, Benny. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out. Enjoy the philosophizing. Appreciate you. I'm gonna hop in and test the deaths. achievements. 72% complete. Six percent complete. Okay, it is definitely tracking. So that's interesting. I need to figure out where it's tracking. Because it's not in the game over event. Maybe here? Oh, we're doing this on the leader. On the... Okay, so we are doing it on the game over event. So we grab the game value of deaths, which is 1, versus the unlock value, and we grab the saved value of deaths, and then we do some logic. This is complicated. Bear with me here for a second. This is logic that I wrote months ago and don't remember what I did. This is why comments are useful, but apparently I don't write in-depth comments. I'm sorry, I'm reading some Facebook messages. I got tagged. They were asking how it feels to be 33 now. I think it's pretty good. Alright, so we take the game value, which should never be greater than 1. It should just literally be 1. Because we do all of this when you die, then we reset the game value. The reason we have this set up the way it is for things like when you punch bombs and the game's over, we want to know how many you punched. So we're working within the same framework as that, but the deaths value should never be greater than 1. So we get the current value and we ask, is it greater than 0? And is the unlock value, is the saved value less than the unlocked value? No, is the saved value less than the unlocked value? If both of those are true, is the unlock value less than the saved value? Is the unlock value less than the saved value? If that's true, then we set unlock visible. Oh, is the game value greater than 0? Okay, so this is setting whether it shows up at the end of the screen to go like, whoop, hey, you made progress. That's what this piece of logic is. Forgetting your own code. Yeah, this is stuff that I wrote months ago. So, yeah. So I'm kind of diving back in and refamiliarizing myself with what I did to figure out why it's working. So, if the current value is not greater than 0, if the value hasn't changed during the game, then we don't have the unlocked visible in the unlock screen. We don't show any progress has been made. Then we return. And then we get some values that we also return, which we take the current value, add to the saved value, then divide by the unlocked value to get the percent of the unlock. And are you saying this? You're like, why did I do that? I'm so dumb. So I came in tonight with... oh, that's a different... I have too many notepad documents. Yeah, I came in tonight wanting to do all of this, only to realize I did all of this months ago. So now I just need to... Like, this seems like it works. The achievement progress is incrementing every time I die, both for the achievement online and for the local save value. So it's working. Now I just need to tie the achievement or the unlock value to whether it shows up on the table for the player to choose or not. And then eventually, once I add more fists, we're going to need to add some buttons to the table to go between pages. As I'm a strong believer that VR games should have big, mushy buttons for most of the interface. I want everything to be physically interactive because I think that's more fun. Also, welcome back, Pixel Shake. I shouted you out in my not that a shout out from me means anything. I'm set that my new channel is so tiny. But I shouted you out in my YouTube short about the vector math. I'm making a VR game where you punch things, and I just finished these unlockable fists that look like rubber ducks. Here's how I did it from start to finish. Step 1, if you're making something based on real life, you always want some reference. Nothing fancy here, just Google Images. Step 2, I blocked out the basic shapes. I originally tried sculpting it, but got fed up and blocked it out with primitives. He also originally had some sunglasses, but that felt more badass than cute. Step 3, retopologizing. I wanted my rubber duck to look like one continuous injection molded piece of rubber, so I decided to make it one continuous object. Way more time consuming than it was worth, but it looks great. Step 4, texturing. It looks simple, but I actually put a decent amount of effort in for non-uniformities in Substance Painter. I wanted it to look like a real...
I wish you could skip ahead on
object.
YouTube Shorts.
Step 5, shape keys for when you punch things. Look at those eyes. Step 6, I put together a node setup in Unreal that calculates the direction it's moving relative to its rotation to figure out which shape key to use when you punch things. Shout out to this Twitch user.
Hey, it's you.
For helping me with the vector math. Put it all together and it looks something like this. I'm making a VR.
Fitting all of that in 1 minute was very difficult. I think this is the 4th shout out you've gotten a developer's video or short. Yeah, you were very helpful. I was going down a completely different path for how to approach that, and I think the vector math and gauging which direction it's moving was a way better solution than what I was originally gonna do. Alright, so we get the percent that it from the game and the percent saved. So we take the saved value and compare it to the unlock value. So we know what percentage we did have unlocked, and we know the new percent, and then we can animate between the two. So that's what this is doing. This is only asking if the thing is visible on the end screen, and if we animate the percent or not, and how much we animate the percent on the progress bar. That's all this is doing. So if we go back to here, can you just take the achievements from Steam to decide if you've unlocked? I decided to make this more complicated than it needs to be. When the game boots up, I compare the locally saved value to the value on the MetaQuest achievements. This is for the Quest store, not for Steam. And I compare the locally saved value to the Quest achievements value. If the Quest achievements value is greater, then I update the locally saved value. If the locally saved value is greater, then I update the achievements value, because these achievements are literally just for unlocking cosmetics. I don't care if they cheat. This way I figure they can make progress offline, and then when they boot up the game and they're back online, it'll appropriately update the achievements. How's it going, Sean? How was your stream? I saw that you were live, but I've been busy straight up until I started getting to work. So I figured I'm not a huge fan. Like, I understand why games are online only, but I prefer people to be able to make progress while they're offline too. So that's why I have it set up the way that it's set up. You're trying to make a clip and it's so hard. You'll get used to it. It's once you get the hang of it, and once you set up some presets for your own captions and stuff, it becomes very easy. Yeah, it makes sense with the Quest as well. Yeah, because especially for an arcade game like this, I feel like it's the kind of thing that people are going to take over to their friend's house, or maybe if they're like at an event or something and they might not necessarily have access to Wi-Fi from their Quest. Oh. I see, it seems kind to the player. Can't figure out how to zoom in on your video. In DaVinci Resolve, I think I know how. We can do I've sort of caught up with this. Let me open Resolve and see if I can help you out a little bit here. We can do office hours. I use Premiere and After Effects. I've been using Premiere and After Effects for almost 2 decades. So that's where I am ingrained. If I was starting again fresh now, I would just use DaVinci Resolve, but I have so many plugins and things that I rely on. Let me just open something, see if this loads. Don't care about the update. Oh, here we go. There, I look angry. This is gonna be slow because I have effects on this. I'm doing all of the green screening in Resolve. Yeah, so the reason I have Resolve projects at all is because I feel like Resolve's node-based effects tool does green screening better for me than Premiere's shitty one. Because I can easily add like light wrap and stuff. This was from my not failed, I just stopped uploading to it because it kind of turns the game into a job rather than into so we want to go to, I'm trying to remember how this is set up. I haven't used, oh, we want to go to edit, and then there's just like this zoom setting under the video, and you can hit the diamond to animate that. So I can say like right here, and then I can move forward and zoom in, and then it should just zoom in based on those keyframes. And then you can hit this little arrow to go to the next keyframe or the previous keyframe. Oh, you can't see through the chat, my bad. Up here in the right, you can click the little diamond to add a keyframe, and then if you change the value, it'll automatically set a new keyframe, and it'll animate. And then you can hop between keyframes using these little arrows. I don't know if there's a way to easily see keyframes in DaVinci Resolve. I haven't used it a whole lot, but that's how you can zoom in and out at least. Like if you make the track bigger, they show up. I'm oh, I guess if you click this little, if you click the little keyframe button here, it'll show you the keyframes. Oh, and it'll even snap on them. That's really nice. That's a good life, yeah, it's a good little quality of life thing. Even Premiere doesn't do that super well. Yeah, I like Resolve again for green screening. If you go to the Fusion tab, this is my green screening setup that I'm pretty happy with. I need to remember how to disable things. Again, I haven't used this in a while. Oh, there's my light wrap and stuff and color corrections and whatnot. Oh yeah, so then you need a clean plate. So there's my clean plate. And then there's the footage. And the delta keyer just does a good job by default pretty much, as long as you have a clean plate. And do some color corrections to match the background. Merge, and then the light wrap is fun. You merge the foreground with the background multiplied, and then you do a blur, and then you add that based on the mask of the delta keyer, and it just adds a little bit of blending. Yeah. I know there's a way to like enable, here we go. It's very subtle, but it kind of helps blend it into the background a little bit. And that's the final result. Looks pretty cool. But anyway, zooming, like Pixel Shake said, is just the keyframes right here under the editing tab. You do not need to see that much of my face. And then, I don't know if you're still here, Sean. There was another useful thing I saw today on YouTube for DaVinci Resolve. So, there's this thing this guy made that you can get for free. It's a plugin that's useful for a bunch of animation presets. So you don't have to manually animate anything. You just tell it how you want it to animate in and how you want it to animate out, and it just works. and then you just cut your footage where you want the animations to happen. So like for instance, his intro, more ads. This is not his video. All of this was done with no keyframes, which is very cool. That might be a plugin that's worth looking into for DaVinci Resolve once you get the hang of it. Okay. And then we increment the death by 1 on the achievement. If I could send you that, that'd be great. Yeah, I'll Discord it to you. Seemed useful. Again, I'm a Premiere person through and through, but DaVinci's great. So let me write the achievement. So now, on the table, when that animates up, we need to check if the individual things are unlocked or not before we spawn them. Because if you haven't seen it, this is my little fist unlock table. Give it a second here. It animates up and then flips these little circular pads to reveal the fists that are currently available to you to use. I'll see if that'll play a little faster this time. Yeah, which I think looks pretty cool. Of course, it's gonna access none on a bunch of stuff since I'm just doing a simulate instead of a play. But let me look at this blueprint, and then we're gonna have to figure out whether things are unlocked or not before we spawn them. Which means we're gonna have to rewrite some stuff. Because right now we just have a list. So we're gonna need to do some logic to check the list and see what's unlocked and what isn't. Sorry, I'm deep in thought. It's hard for me to think and talk at the same time. So, we're gonna need to get our game mode. So let's go ahead and add a variable for current game mode. And then on begin play, promote this to a variable, which means we can get rid of our current game mode one that we just made and use this as that.
And we can just say, hey, you're our current game mode. Neat. And we're going to rename this to current game mode. I just realized the chat's gone again. Sorry about that. So then spawn fists. I have a whole bunch of thoughts going through my head right now. So once I set this up, none of my fists are going to appear on the table except for the main ones. We're going to need a new event. And this will be create unlocked fist list. Create is 2 syllables, make is 1 syllable, so let's make unlocked fist list. That rings off the tongue better. So then get current game mode, get Reaper Fist, split it out. We're gonna have to just check each fist manually. I believe, because each one has different requirements. So I think we want to
ask if the save value is greater than or equal to the unlock value. Branch on that. If it's true, then we add it to the list. Ooh. No, this should work in the long run too. We have a list that's longer than the amount of slots on the table. Then we'll just call the different indexes when you hit the next page. I believe this will work. Famous last words. So let's make the order in which these appear is going to be decided by us. Look like I'm on a roadblock. I'm not at a roadblock. I just have to force myself through it. I think we do take the fist list and we delete the indexes rather than making a new one. So then I think we take fist list. We add Reaper, if it's true. Otherwise, we keep going. And then the other ones I would like to appear regardless. Right now. So we'll just add them. Or add items. Yeah. I know there's a way to just make an array and add those, but we'll just add them all individually. So we'll do the Midas. We'll do the Duck Fist, although Duck Fist probably last. Why not just put them in the array by default rather than doing this? That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. So master, Midas, neon, duck, and then the Reaper should only be added if it's currently unlocked. So I guess we'll go die a bunch right now to unlock it and see if it works. But before we spawn fists, I think we will run this make unlocked fist list. And then we make a new table every time we start the game, so don't have to worry about adding it multiple times. So I suppose I will plug it in. Open the developer hub. I'll make a debug key to increase death count. It's not a bad idea. We're already close to the amount though. I think I've died like 18 out of 25 times. Might as well just test it. The only problem with Quest is there's no way to revoke achievements from people. So once I've unlocked this, if I want to test it in the future, I either need to set up dummy accounts, like test accounts, or I need to make a new achievement, which I've made it easy for myself to make different achievements for each fist. But testing achievements seems overall like a huge pain in the ass. Regardless, it shouldn't show up on the table currently, and then once I've died enough times, it should show up. I'm just gonna go die a couple times. I guess I could just tie it to the right trigger. Or do... I'll just go die a couple times. And see if it unlocks. You minimize what you have to do. That's fair. Yeah, just standing there while I die a couple times seems easiest to me right now, rather than trying to set up incrementing everything to trigger press. 'Cause this way I'm testing it through the natural means in the game, I guess. think at the end of the day, I'm going to end up with a whole bunch of dead achievements on my developer account, like just hidden achievements that the player will never see. Because testing achievements is not easy. Oh, definitely. Yeah, I mean, work smarter, not harder. I've got an hour to kill, so I might as well stand there and die for a little bit. Oh, update. There's nothing wrong with innovating to make your life easier. This is gonna crash. It always crashes the first time. Then I have to reboot it from within the headset. Ah, oh, no, wait, that's not supposed to be there. Shit. That's not supposed to be there. So already it's not working. Is the saved value greater than the unlocked value? All right, let me disconnect this and see if it takes it off of the table, just to make sure that my logic isn't wrong. Just to make sure that this is affecting it. I'm wondering if this doesn't... I might be calling the wrong variable. I'm probably calling the wrong variable. Now I had to think about it. The default set to 0 there. And deaths. So I want to get the saved deaths value and compare that to our deaths structure. Yeah. Whoops. I'll wait and make sure that the fist isn't showing up at the table though. How long am I working on this game? It's been a very off and on project. Let's see. Instagram. this iteration of the game specifically, it's been very off and on. Like, I'll hop into it, work on it for a couple months, then stop working on it. I'm gonna launch it this year regardless, because it's so close to being done after I get the achievements implemented. Like, the gameplay, it's basically done. It's just achievements at this point, which I've been beating around the bush on. When did I I have it on Facebook maybe, where I started this version of the game. But I'm also not using any canned assets or anything. I'm doing everything myself, which also takes time. Different version of the game. So I started this version of the game, it looks like, in February 2022. There's a long story here. I made the original version of the game for Steam VR on the original HTC Vive and Rift CV1 back in 2016 is when it first launched in early access. I was working on it off and on for a while, but it was a mental struggle to work on something no one really cared about. Like, I released the game at the end of 2016. No one really cared about it. I kept working on it and adding features to it just to get it out of early access. But then in mid 2018, I got very sick. And shut the fuck up, honey. Nobody likes you. Mid 2018, I got very sick and had open heart surgery. Really hard to work on an active VR game when you're recovering from your chest literally being sawed open. So I started streaming Fortnite. I did game streaming for a long time after that and kind of shunned the working on the VR. Not shunned, but just didn't work on the VR game for a while after that because I just didn't have it in me to work on it anymore. I did work on it off and on for a while after recovering from the heart surgery. I would work on it for like a month or two at a time, then give up on it. And then eventually I came to the conclusion that, one, it's on a dying platform, which is PC VR. No one really plays it anymore. Everyone is more interested in the mobile VR stuff, like the Quest. And two, all of the SDKs and platforms have evolved for VR so much that everything I did for this game was very bad for the current systems. And then also with everything I had learned since making this game, I knew how to do everything a whole lot better because this was my first game that I ever made in Unreal Engine. So I had a way better idea of how to do things now. So 2022, scrapped all of it, restarted completely from scratch for the Oculus Quest. The only thing I kept were some of the assets, like the bombs. Redid the map, redid the fists and everything just to make the geometry more optimal for mobile VR and redid all the lighting and the materials and everything. So completely restarted from scratch in 2022. Worked on it off and on since then. And here we are today. I'll work on it. I tended to work on it for like a couple months and then stop, and then work on it for a couple months and then stop. So it's been very off and on for the past 2 years. But the current iteration of the game I'm working on for about 2 years, I guess. You can see on Discord where I've worked, or not in Discord, Instagram, where I've worked on it on my other. I started a new Instagram specifically for development stuff. So this is where I've been posting progress on that. So you can see where I would like start and stop working on it. Here's like the original map that I replaced with better looking map. Particles. Got explosion. The new explosions look a lot better than the previous game. The screen is more animated. The lighting is more arcadey. There's like the old Fist versus the new gold one. And it was an off and on thing. This was like 75 weeks ago. This was 24 weeks ago. Yeah, there's not a lot of money in VR, especially on PC. There's a little bit of money on Quest VR, I think, but this is a simple arcade game I'm gonna sell for like $5. I'm just finishing it as the spiritual completion of the Steam version of the game that I never got out of early access, just to get it off my shoulders. And if people like it, if people play it and like it, then I'll keep adding features to it. If not, I'll move on to a different project, but at least I'll be able to say that I finished, which is all that I really care about. Oh, it's running. Whoops. I never intended on abandoning the early access game, but the heart surgery thing kind of threw a giant wrench in it for too long, and then it was just outdated. It's really hard to continue working on something that's completely outdated like that. Okay, the table is affected by that logic. I was just asking the wrong questions. So once I get this Fist's achievement implemented, the rest of them should be easy enough to follow suit. And then after getting the unlocks, oh, then I have to make sure the unlock screen works properly. Shit. After every match, it shows you which achievements or fists you've made progress towards unlocking, and UMG is a bitch. For lack of better words, I hate UMG. I had to learn how to use that for this project, because I used it like almost not at all for the previous version of the game. So we want to get from the current game mode, we're getting the wrong thing. We want to get current save, get deaths, and then we also want to get the unlock value that we have set. We want to ask if the deaths are greater than or equal to the unlock value. And if that's true, then we add it to the Fist list. And the reason I'm not just changing the I could just make the unlock value lower, and that'll have no effect on whether I have the achievement or not. Choosing what the final achievement value should be in the game is going to be hard too. Like, how often are people going to die? I don't know. Is 25 enough, or should I make it higher? Because the unlock value I set here is totally different from totally different variable from the official unlock value through their web interface. If they're just cosmetic, I want people to unlock things at a fast enough rate to where they're not stuck using the regular fists the whole time. Because part of the fun is like the fun particle effects and the different fists, and it's just a silly game. It's just a silly arcade game. I think 25 is probably fine. Oh, let's get our deaths up to 25. What's the average length of a round? I don't know. I'm gonna have to get some people to play test it and time that out, because I can live a lot longer than most people since I've been playing this game for the past 7 years. If you look at the scoreboard when I cast again, you'll notice my score is significantly higher than the second place one, just because, again, had a lot more experience in the game that I made. My head is halfway off camera. It is deploying. Yeah, the one thing I wish is that you could test achievements from within the editor rather than having to build it out to the headset every time. But since it's based on your Meta account, you have to build it out to the headset to work on achievements. Working on achievements and leaderboards was also a total bitch for Steam as well. It's just never an easy process. So you have to do it outside of the engine on an actual build. Technically running, probably gonna have to restart it again. No fist. $20. No fist. No fist. 22. No fist. 23. No fist. 24. No fist. 25. Fist. Woo! And I unlocked an achievement. Let's go. Okay, that works. Cool. Stretch goals. Other things. When it's unlocked, animate unlock text in UMG. We want it to be like unlocked or whatever, but not with that sound effect exactly, because that would be ridiculous. Maybe like a cheering or something. Maybe confetti. I don't know. I'm just picturing like once it hits, once it animates, then have like a just like a unlock text just go like bounce up in front of the icon. Okay, that's good progress. So this will be check if Reaper fists are unlocked. So now we need to do the achievements for the other fists. The other thing that's going slow about developing this game is life is busy. I work a full-time job. This is just something I do for fun in my free time, and free time is a rare commodity these days. I can dedicate like 1 or 2 nights a week to this, which is unfortunate. Those are the choices you got to make as a person. And as a marketing strategy, I'm doing the YouTube shorts and stuff as part of the development process, like showing off like, oh, this is something that I learned while I was developing, or here's a cool Blender tip, things like that. And hopefully that'll spread awareness for the game as I develop it. So I'm not in like a rush to get it done. I just want to launch it sometime this year. And build a social media presence in the process. I work in marketing for a living. I make animated promotional videos. I'm definitely an art person, not a code person. But the coding stuff, the node graph stuff is a fun challenge. I appreciate that. Getting there. Yeah, I think the things that are making it slow are the fact that I'm doing everything completely by myself, like art, code, sound, everything. And then just the lack of free time is a big one, but I made those choices. I enjoy living my life and getting out and doing stuff rather than working a full-time job, than working a second full-time job making this game. And the full-time job pays the bills. Thank goodness. This is just for fun. I have done some VR stuff in the past, though. After the original version of Punch Pump, I don't know if you're familiar with the first robotics competition or not. For the past, so First Robotics is this, it's this global robotics competition at the high school level where, let's see. So like this was the game animation this year, for instance. Every year in January, they announce a new, they announce a new game or sport to be played by the teams, and then the high school teams are given 6 weeks to build like a 5-foot tall robot to play the game. So this is this year's game, for instance.
By Haas. Stage, harmonize, and take the spotlight before time runs out. Alliances.
Yes. So this year they have to like score hoops or something.
Or play notes in 3 different field elements. Amplify their speaker, get on stage, harmonize.
And then at the end of the game they have to hang from a chain. And these are like high school kids building these robots to compete. It's kind of like BattleBots but less violent. And the game is different every year.
With their opponents. It's in their speaker.
So like what an actual game looks like, let's see, like, let's see FRC Infinite Recharge, like real life version, like a match looks like this, for instance.
First Updates Now videos are brought to you by...
So like the robots are like, they're like half as tall as a real human person. And they're built by high school students. Like teams, it's a whole team of students builds these robots to compete, and it's a global competition. So, for example, I've done like VR experiences to show off the field, so students can. Oh, I guess this guy played my VR thing and made a video of it. So like, I made VR versions of the field where you can walk around and interact with things just to get a feel for how the field feels. Because when the game is announced, you don't have like an actual,
you don't, when the game is announced, you don't have like an actual field to go walk around. So for the past several years, I didn't do it this year or last year, but the past few years before that, I made a VR version of the field for them so students could like walk around the field and get a feel for how big it is, see what it looked like from the driving stations, throw the balls around, interact with the field elements, stuff like that. So those are some VR experiences that I've done outside of personal stuff. Let's see. FRC VR Automation Direct. The company I work for is Automation Direct. So like here was Rapid React, which was
Welcome to the 2022
Hey,
First
it's my
Robotics
voice.
Rapid React VR Simulator presented by Automation Direct. This is a scale replica of the 2022 game field built for the Oculus Quest and Steam VR headsets. See the links in the description below for installation instructions and download links. You can teleport by using the joystick on your VR controller. Cargo is located around the field and
Cargo was what they called the balls that year for the game.
Pick it up as you normally would, or by force grabbing. Controls may vary depending on the headset you're using, but it should be the grip button. Cargo can also be delivered from the human player terminals or scored into the upper and lower hub. Field reset is easier than ever this year. If you throw cargo
So taking their CAD models for the field and getting the geometry low enough to run on mobile VR, that was a challenge. That was a huge challenge. I only had like 2 weeks to make these simulations each time too. So that was, those were a challenge. It was fun. But a whole lot less moving elements to something like that than to something like this, where you have to keep track of score and achievements and leaderboards and stuff. Okay, so taking in CAD models of graphics cards into Unreal, and they're literally a billion poly. Yeah, exactly. Taking things into Blender to downsize them was always hard too, because when you take the CAD models in, there's so many goddamn polygons that it's laggy even in Blender, which I work with CAD models for a living. I make animated promotional videos for an automation distributor, so I'll get like really high poly CAD models that I have to animate, and that's always laggy. My work PC has a 4080 or a 4080 I think graphics card as well. You know, that's cool that I handled it well with Nanite. Do I want to open that can of worms tonight? That's the question. Okay, bombs punched. Our unlock value is 250. And then are we storing that in the save object? Where did I put my save game? I can just go to all and search save. Save game. Show in folder view. Oh, I put it under assets. That's a dumb place to put it. We do have a bombs punched save amount.
So I guess we'll move straight down the list. For the gold fists, I think I'm tying that to the amount of bombs that you punched. Or should I do that for... In the previous game, I had these boxing gloves. I feel like that would be a better one to tie to the amount of things that you've punched. Oh, those ones were fun too. I can add those back into this game. If I played with Substrate, I have not. So I had these boxing gloves, and I had the particle effect would spawn one of these whenever you punched something. So I had like a sprite sheet, and it would pick one at random when you punched things. So it was like an old comic strip or Batman cartoon or something. That'd be fun to implement again. Substrate. I don't know why Automod held that. It highlighted the Bloomy. Substrate's the new way of making materials. Gonna be default soon, but still currently experimental, and it blew away when doing some tests. Interesting. How do you do it? Pasteboard. Can't enable it without transferring the entire project over. Look how light goes through the layers. That's pretty cool. It actually blocks more from going to the next one. I guess that's stuff that's probably not going to be enabled on mobile. I don't know if the next thing I make is going to be a VR game or not. Maybe I just try to make something easier to test after I finish this project. Shouldn't be a VR game. Yeah, I've only ever done VR development, so trying something else would be fun. I really like make something for the money. The goal is to turn the YouTube and the TikTok into a side hustle to make a little bit, just like a small bump to my current paycheck, basically. I don't think I'm ever gonna be able to rely on game development as like a source of income, but I think I could rely on the content creation as a source of income, since that's something that I do well. Like, if I had decided to keep going with it, I probably would have been able to monetize my Magic the Gathering YouTube channel last year, but I just didn't like... turning a hobby into a job. Like, it took Magic and made it unfun because I had to keep up with everything. But I got up to like 1,000 subscribers in the first month last year, which is pretty good. I definitely could have monetized this channel if I had kept with it. But more interested in making cool things. Okay, so when we punch things, are we incrementing the amount currently? That's a good question. And is it on the bomb? Or is it on the player character? If yes. Alright, so nothing here on the enemy itself. So now I look at the player character, I think. So the long-term goal isn't to just work on this game indefinitely, but whatever I am working on, I want to document on the YouTube channel. I think that's fun. If it hits a bomb, then we do punch event. Which is not... Oh, that's just a blueprint interface. Alright, in that case... I think we make an event. I guess we don't even need an event. We can just grab the game mode and increment the bombs punched. And do that here on hit. But then on the bombs that require an overlap first for the first punch, also add that logic there. A little hacky, but it should work. I'm also trying to decide if I even want to unlock the gold fists through the amount you punch. I guess the gold fists could be score related. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. They're just fun cosmetics for a stupid arcade game. Maybe focus on this one later. Can I complete the game? Or will you always die? It's a survival game. You just try to survive as long as you can and get as high of a score as you can. It's the classic arcade game, I guess. It just progressively gets harder as you play, but stretch goals for if I continue working on it after I release it, if people like it. Stretch goals are going to include occasional boss fights every certain amount of time, and like little bonus rounds like that'll pop up, like certain special targets that if you hit them it goes into like a bonus round kind of deal where everything's worth like a whole bunch of points. Do you count the waves? I have it set up, the spawner I have set up in waves based on how long you've been alive, but it doesn't tell you what wave you're on. It just starts spawning different collections of enemies. How high can the multiplier go? Multiplier goes up to 5, then every time you get hit it goes down by 1. You increase the multiplier by hitting the yellow targets, and then if your multiplier is maxed out, the targets turn blue and you only get 100 points for hitting one of those. The multiplier, it was originally 10, is why it's at 2 digits, I guess. I should probably turn that down. Turn the padding down. Goes up to 5. And all that does is every second you're alive, your score goes up by 1. But the multiplier increases that. How hard is it to reach 5? It's pretty easy. Kind of like in Beat Saber, where if you hit enough blocks in a row, your multiplier goes up pretty fast. But then if you get hit, it goes down. I'm taking notes from the previous iteration of the game where people complained that setting it back to 0 if you got hit was too punishing. And same thing with the combo score. I'm gonna cap out the combo. Could have done 22 carat for the gold. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, for the targets, the achievement is called Painted Precision, and that unlocks the neon paint fists for hitting a certain amount of targets. And then other kinds of targets, if you have lower health, occasionally a green target will appear that you can hit that has a plus symbol on it to heal yourself. What's a good score? Currently, my high score is 40,000. I think an average score is less than 10,000 for someone that's not me. $22,000 points gets you the gold gloves. That's not a bad idea. So I feel like 22k is pretty hard to get. People seem to be bad at comboing. And we can look at the scoreboard right now. Yeah, the next highest score after my 42,000 points is like 2,000 points. Yeah, 24 carat. That's a really good idea for the achievement. Oh, for the golden one, I said reach a combo of 100. That's actually a good idea. I'm fine with that. I think I'm gonna max the combo out at 100 and then it resets, because another comment I got from the previous iteration of the game was people would say, like, if you lost your combo, it would be impossible to set a high score again because the combo just went up unlimited amount. And when you hit it and you combo, you get that much of, you get your combo added to your score. So if people had a really high combo and then they lost it, that just took them out of, that just made the whole match pointless. So capping the combo, I think, is important. Oh, I don't even have an achievement for punching a bunch of bombs. I think I will probably end up doing the boxing gloves for that one. It's about 9. So I would call tonight a success. We have the unlocks working for all intents and purposes now. I've refamiliarized myself with how the achievements work that I set up a few months ago. I think that's good progress for the night. So what I'm gonna do now is something that I've wanted to do for a while since I bought it on sale, and that is start a new playthrough of Elden Ring on PC, because I've been playing it on PS5 as a melee build, I really want to do a spellcaster build, and I bought it on sale on PC, so I figured I would try it on PC. So I think I'm gonna close down the YouTube stream and change my category on Twitch. And play some Elden Ring. And I will come back probably Saturday morning to finish up the other achievements for the other fists and implement a few other of the old fists. Maybe optimize the boxing gloves and rework those a little bit. Oh, good progress for tonight.